G'day guys. Well, after making the former, I've wound up a coil in a particular way, and it's sitting up there, and I've got a cloth over it like a magician, so you can't see the trick. Anyway, I don't want to show how it's made, as it's basically, I'll give away my intellectual property for free as a gift. But anyway, I'll show you how it compares against the last three coils we've tested. First of all, there was the commander coil, the 11-inch. Then there was a coil that I made, which was, we call it the GP coil because it's in the GP coil shell. And then I made another one that I did in the GPX11 shell. And now I've done this one. And if you remember, it was sort of like it was set up as like a concentric coil. Anyway, I'll show you how this works. Got the same detector sitting there, lowest gain sitting there on basically the variable gain on a 0, the factory gain standard. So that's the 45. I'll just turn it on. We're running a mono inside the workshop, so it won't be the best, of course. Sorry. Oh, actually, I've got it connected up on a different coil at the moment. I'll show you this one. This is interesting. I just have to poke this downwards. Don't know if you can see that on the floor there. You may be interested in this. Okay, the ambient temperature in this room is 17 degrees. And what I've done, I've connected a thermocouple up onto the graphite or carbon black or whatever it's made of shielding, Faraday shielding, on the bottom plate of that GPX11 coil. And I've got that sitting on a stand on the commander coil, just sitting on it. And I've got it turned in. Now, like I say, the ambient temperature here was 17. And I've got I can't zoom in, but I can drag this over. Okay. Don't want to rip the wires out, but I don't even know if you can see that. If you can, it's measuring temperature. It's going from 17 up to 18. I had it up to 19 degrees before, and basically what that means is that it's flicking 17, 18. It'll go to 18 and it'll stay there, and then it'll go up a little bit more. But I'll leave it. I can't show you the other coil if I've got this one powered by the detector. So I'll okay, I'll put that back where it belongs. This is just measuring. Well, I was going to do this as an experiment to show in another video that there is power loss in the shielding if it's done with resistive materials, and depending on the resistive materials, how much power loss there is. As you can see now, that's flashing 17, going 18, 17, 18, 17, 18, 18, bang, 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 you know. So it's going up, and I've just got this running normal mode. And, it's not even as close to the windings as what the shielding is. It's sitting through the plastic above. And, yeah, if I just leave that on, the temperature will continue rising. It should be probably have a cloth over that as well or something to stop air currents moving around, because it will cool it down. But, yep, it's getting up to 18 degrees. So in a short amount of time, it's gone from a hard 17 to flashing on the 18. But I don't really want to do that. I'll just show you now. It'll probably go back. I'll take that off. It'll probably just go down to what it was. Like I say, if you can see down there, it's just sitting on a plastic flower pot holder, and there's the coil. I'll undo it. And if I leave it there, it'll go back down to 17 or so. But yeah, just the carbon or the graphite on these, I've just got a sensor on there, just stuck on with some tape. And if I put my fingers on it, watch what happens. I don't know if you can, oh, you can't see that, but if you have a look, I put my fingers on it, it's up to 26 degrees already. So it's pretty sensitive. That's just me touching the sensor. So that's why I wanted to do it in a controlled environment and, have it so put in a cardboard box or something. And it'll increase in temperature. I don't know how much, but if we can measure the total temperature rise from ambient, we can basically work out the power loss in the resistance. Roughly, not exactly. It's not a totally controlled experiment, but where's the heat coming from? It's pretty straightforward like that. So yeah, I've touched it. Now it's up at 23. So thanks for that. Anyway, we'll hook up this other coil, and I'll turn this off, and I'll find the wire for it, which is this one here. And I'll stick it on this detector. Probably going to make a racket, but I've got everything turned down. I'll just show you. I'll just do the same test. That's not off. Hang on. That's off. Okay. Like I say, it's noisy. It's a mono, but I haven't got the other microphone on it. I don't know if I need to. I think you can probably hear that. Anyway, I'll take this up a bit. There we go. I've still got my marks on the door. We'll use as references. See, that is a bit noisy. I'm probably turning the wrong knob. Hang on. I was. Because I went the wrong way. I know why it's noisy. I'll show you something in a second. There we go. I got between this. There's two noise peaks. I don't know if it makes much difference, but I'm going to show you something about this coil in a second too on the oscilloscope. But in the meantime, we'll get ye trusty gold ring here, and I'm going to have to open the door because I've got the marks on the door, remember? But anyway. Losing it in the noise. I'll just open the door up so we'll check our marks. Just remember that it's got metal all over it, so we're probably going to, like I say, this is not scientific. This is just, a rough stab. See if we're going in the right direction. I'm already at the mark of the last of the best coils I made there, and that's the commander there, the second best, and that was the last one, which I built into the GPX11 coil shell. We'll see how high up we can get. About there. So it's another inch again. We're up another inch over the commander. Well, sorry, not the commander. I'll give you an idea. Well, I'll actually mark it because I know there's a little white spot there. So it's on that white spot there. I'll call that number 3. And that's your commander there. So just that. We'll see how far it is. Metal tools. .78 7.8 millimeters, 8 centimeters. Noisy thing it is. Yeah, so that was the one that I'll kill that. So over the commander in the same circumstances, same detector, same everything, we are now up 8 centimeters, which is quite substantial. Actually, it's very substantial. So that's where we are with that. That's rather amazing. See, that's just the standard commander I'm using. There's nothing special, just that. And yeah, there's interesting things going on. But that winding is not just a standard mono winding on that coil. Without saying too much about it, which causes problems, as you probably know, like one of my last videos about patents and how to destroy a patent really quickly and don't give anyone a heads up before you've gone blah, 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 and just put it all out there in one hit, do the whole lot. You need diagrams, you need complete explanation how it works. Don't just go and say, oh, look at I made, pretty picture. No, they'll patent it. You will, yeah, you'll be locked out of your own invention. That's basically what will happen. You get locked out of your own invention because you can't fight. You don't have enough money. These companies will spend a couple of $1 million protecting a gain for the company. So you just don't go against it. You can't. You can't show them. See if their engineers are smart enough to work it out for themselves. Sometimes I really doubt it. I do. You know, there's these aspects of detectors that are quite good, but there's other parts that are quite so-so. And we've all seen that. I've seen that firsthand. I mean, God, you know. Yeah, well, like I say, it's not rocket science, but it is a bit of a black art because there's very little information on it. Basically, basically every metal detector works the same as the first one that ever got invented. It's just a little bit of a tweak and a twiddle and a bit of filtering and, maybe some different pulse widths and earlier timings and different types of compensation and stuff. But the overall basis of how it works is the same as what it was done on day one. You could have a look at very early ones, like the early Eric Foster designs, and you can have a look at the early, wasn't even Minelab back then. What was it? Gold Seekers or something. It says a different company name. Have a look at those detectors, and they basically work the same, except there was deficiencies in Eric's design. there was deficiencies in it because it would never work as good as the predecessor that became Minelab. It just didn't do it. Sorry, but it's the truth. So that's why even these TDIs and things are based on Eric Foster's designs. And, I hope that they've been greatly improved since those old gold scan 5 or gold scan 4 days. They just lacked sensitivity. And I remember I was trying to get the thing early on. I mean, I got the old gold scan 5 and I compared it to, I can't even remember what it was. It was an early model SD or something. It could have been just a 2000, and the 2000 killed it. So I did things and tried to boost it up and up the voltage and everything. It became unstable. I ended up having smoke coming off the output stage because I was running 18 volts through it off a drill battery. And it still didn't come close to where the MindLab detector was performing on 6 volts. Work that one out. So, yeah, people go, we shouldn't say things like that, but it's a damn truth. Yeah, you know, we're not in the USA, you know, and I'm not, I don't know, I'm not, I'm not going to say, I don't want to get political, but some of the stuff that's been said by particular people, politicians in America, makes my eyes roll back in my head. Unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, that is a new edition of the coil. I have got a sort of Faraday shield on it, so just to show them my arm wasn't doing anything, I'll just fire it up again, because if you actually don't have a Faraday shield and put your arm over a coil, it'll detect your arm. It'll detect the electrolytes in your blood and probably also part of your bone. So as a matter of course, we'll just, I'm banging the windings because yeah, I think around there somewhere it's not shielded very well, but as you see, it doesn't go off on my hand, but it will respond to the gold ring quite nicely. You should be able to hear that, even I'm not using the other microphone, but too much noise for my liking. Be quiet. That's why I use cancel coils and stuff like that. But that was a very, very interesting, quick build-up of a coil, that it's so easy to enhance the performance of these coils. And some of these, well, basically these designs I'm doing aren't out there, not out there in the real world. I know that. But how about we go back to this thing? How about I hook this up, the 4500, poor old no ears. I'll turn the booster off. I don't want to hear the audio. I'll get this commander. I'll upend him. And I'll do this. I'll upend him. And I'll get this thing. And yeah, we're a few millimeters away from the actual. Push it a little bit this way because it's pulling on the sensor wire. But we want to get this, yeah, stay there. The bottom of these coils are very slippery. So how about I'll turn this back on. We'll measure. No, I don't want that. Where are we? Oh, next one up. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at the temperature now. No, that's not right. That is, we're not down there. This might have a dicky connection, is it? No. Just me not putting on the right setting. Don't know if we can see that. Oops. Stay there. We'll get the. Now I should have hooked this up first. But how about we get this? It's probably all fall off now because I have to stretch the cable. Put it on there. Stick that there. Okay. Detector's on. It's quite interesting. I won't touch it because if I touch it, it will then react to my hand. So anyway, where are we going? It does take a while for this to happen. It's just, you know, over a period, like you can't just go bang. It's not like turning on the oven or something like that, even though the oven takes time to heat up. But eventually, I've done this before, that this will come up in temperature. And I was just saying to people, some people say, oh, you don't lose much in the Faraday shield. I say, well, depends how the Faraday shield is made. And yeah, along those lines, you can prove how much loss there is. Just do a comparison between something like this and yeah. So what are we at? It's still flashing 17, 18. So it might take a little while, but it will. It eventually, over about half an hour. I'm not going to have it on for half an hour to make a very boring video. But if over half an hour, that'll probably come up about 2 degrees. And like I said, I really should have it covered so we don't have any airflow and have more of a controlled environment. Because at the moment too, it's just gone past 6 and the temperature is dropping like crazy outside. So this is fighting against the drop in ambient temperature as well. So if we do hit 19, it'll prove a point, because I just watching the outside temperature went from 19, and then at the moment it's probably down at about 15. So it's holding at 18 degrees now. Perfect. See, it was going flash, flash, flash. So I don't know if you can actually see that. You can probably zoom in and see it, but yeah, we'll just see what happens with it. It's more on 18 degrees than what it was before, sitting on 17. So yeah, you don't even want to talk in the room because it creates air currents, and you can skew the results very slowly. But there's so much mass there that over a given time, that will heat up. There you go, flash 19. Oh, look at that. 19, oh, 18, no, dip to 17 then, but eventually it will go up. Yeah, flashing 19. It's all over the place for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe the Dicky thermocouple or something, but that if it had a Dicky thermocouple, that would read 0. So, yep. Now it's starting to do a lot of flashes on 19. So hopefully it'll prove a point. Yeah. It's back to 18. Flashed on 17. Yeah. Might be too much air currents moving around the room or something. Just probably me breathing. No, 19 then, and then back to 18. So, like I say, this is not a controlled experiment. It's just a observation. Yeah, like I say, it takes half an hour or so or longer to actually get up. But if I put my hands near it, like just like that, and move the air around it, it'd probably change. No, it went to 19. Oh, God, it's back to 18. It's all over the shop. But yeah, it's not really, it's spaced off by the thickness of the plastic and the thickness of the plastic and the thickness and the clearance of the coil windings by the other Faraday shield in there. So yeah, if that was hard on, it would probably heat up a lot quicker, because the energy fall off, is a lot when you get away from a winding. It really starts dropping away quick. But anyway, that was an experiment. So anyway, we're flashing 18, 19 anyway. Well, it's hard 18 now. It was 17, so yeah, it was flash. No, it's flash 17 then. But we did start on hard 17. Anyway, it's not a really good experiment to doing it like this. I'd rather do it differently. So I'll turn off the detector, and we'll probably leave it there. It's going to 17 now, so not that you can see it because I've got this down. But yeah, it's dropping back to 17. So there is a couple of degrees in it at least doing that. But anyway, we'll save that for another day. If we have a look at, I'll just grab it here and pull that off. And if we have a look at, yeah, what it is that this is cooling the ambient air in here. Where are we? 18. That was roughly around about 18. Like I say, not scientific at all. But there was one thing I was going to show you on this coil, and this is important. I want to get, I'll turn that back off. This is all about energy storage, and the energy storage you don't want. I forgot I didn't turn the detector off, bad luck. So, are we on? Okay. I want to be on, no, I want to be on that. Oh, here we go. I'm going to have to crank this right up so you'll be able to see it. Okay, a bit more intensity. But before I was measuring the energy content at the top of the flyback, where it ramped up, and basically the thinner it is, the less energy storage. I have to get this right over here, so I'm going to have to pick up the tripod and do this. So, excuse the earthquake. Don't know how close I can get this in. I don't even know if you can see that. Should have used the back camera on this. If I pick this up, I'm going to bugger it. I'm going to try and unclip it. So if it disappears, you'll know why. Okay. Bear with me while I get in here. Okay. If you remember beforehand that our flyback pulse, the width, on the commander coil was over 2 microseconds. On my coils, they're around about 1.8 something or other. This coil here is 1.265. So that, sorry, something got bumped there. I'm going to have to do it. It's not that quick, I don't think. Let me adjust. I can see the there, and no, it is. It's actually 1.265 microseconds, and that is the detector. Because if I turn it off, it goes away, and I turn it on, and it won't. Oh yeah, locked in the same spot, amazingly. And if I crank that up, wrong one, because I'm on that one, aren't I? And I've got to lift it, and I've got to re-find it because it's now locked off somewhere else. And how would I even invert it? Where'd you go? Yeah, lock. Come on. What have I got it on HF? That should work. Now it's gone a little bit stupid. I can't see what I've got the camera pointing at. Come on. Oh, dear. And I put it on high. Oh, I had it bandwidth limited anyway, so. Yeah, it's around about, I've got it down way too far. Oh, anyway, I'm looking at the whole thing there in a two microsecond time frame. So if you get an idea, it is, it's under. So, whoops. It just doesn't have a lot of capacitance in that coil at all. And that's basically why I've got it covered up, because, you got to keep secrets. You got to keep secrets, or else yeah, wheels fall off the trolley. But that's going pretty fast, and now I want to play around with stuff, and I've got the phone stuck in my hand. Yeah, mate. I'll stick it back in that. There we go. What have I got that on? Yeah, I've got it by 10 mag. Yeah, very touchy oscilloscope this. Okay, back there. Yeah, I'm getting double imaging there, but I can get it there. Yeah, it's probably more like 1.6 microseconds rather than 1.2 something. So, yeah, if you don't set it up properly, obviously you get funny readings. But that is that. That's a very fast coil. I've only got loose shielding on it at the moment. So I've only got loose resistive shielding. I haven't done anything else with the shielding, but I'm going to. And hopefully we retain that fast response of the coil. Basically, when you've got a coil that has a very fast response, it responds to tiny gold a lot better. It doesn't sort of have to oomph it up and then it's basically, oh, game over, and it starts decaying and it's slow and it just misses the whole thing. You want that gradient to be, you know, if it's going to decay, you know, fast, you don't want it sort of, the coil capacitance making a vector like so when the thing's doing that. It just won't pick it up. So we want fast coils, and fast coils also help with big deep gold as well. You want to pick up the fast decay rate of those targets. You don't want the decay coming down like so and the coil being a slug like this. You just lose all that energy. It's gone and you won't pick anything up. So there's a lot to it, you know. You gotta be careful when in reason when people bring coils out and they say, oh, it's a very quiet coil. There's two quiet coils. There is the quiet coil because it's dumb, right? It's completely just a big capacitor and thus it's not responding to anything. And there is a quiet coil that's well designed, matching the detector properly, and its shielding is done in an optimum way, and the whole coil structure is just perfect. Makes a very fast coil, very low capacitance and fast response. So yeah, it's still a lot to be done in coils. You know, coils are probably more of a black art than what detectors are pretty not. If you start using microprocessors and that's where all the black art is these days, in the microprocessors. But you can do it all in analog. There's no problem there. Not hard. You know, it's just glorified SD2000 or something along those lines. It will work much the same. You know, what do we got? You know, instead of running on 6 volts, you know, some energies at 5 volts, some is at 15. Well, you know, get the energy, squash it in, and get more pulse samples, and maybe signal to noise ratio is better. And yeah, there's a lot of things. I'm just waffling on now, but yeah, anyway. That's a very fast coil. Just made it today. I haven't finished it, but it's the structure of it. I'll just sort of sandwich it and put a bit of coil cable, Litz wire type coil cable on it, and just prove a point that we can make really good coils. No, I won't. So yeah, I jump the gun on myself sometimes. I was going to hook up someone else's coil and compare it, but I'm not going to, because it would be around about the same size. But yeah, it works really well, and I did give it a test on my 0.1, but it's very hard to hear in the noise. But it is massively more responsive to a 0.1 than say a normal 11-inch coil. You know, if I hook up any 11-inch standard coil, put it there and try and get the 0.1 in with the gain way down, the noise coming in everywhere, it's probably just about impossible to hear. But with this one, I can hear it. So, but it's still too noisy, too hard to do in a workshop. You've got to do that out in the field. So that's what we'll do. Anyway, that's 3 videos for the day, and well, 2 videos and 1 live attempt from the garage. Anyway, I better kill that, save my battery, and go do some more detector testing. And coil building. And if someone who borrowed the that remanufactured whatever it was, 6x8, it's a remanufactured Sadie, which is set up to run on a 6000. Hopefully we get some feedback tonight about that. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, but I know it's out getting run around the bush today. So that's why I say get independents to test the stuff, and yeah, it's all good. He left his other 6000 coil here too, so he's saying, look, you know, I'm not going to run away with it. And I know the guy, I know his personality. He's not going to do that, but he left his 6000, his very expensive 6000 coil here, as sort of like a collateral. He didn't need to do that, but yeah. But that's yeah, it's just good faith anyway. Anyway, losing my voice, talking too much, sitting in a dry atmosphere. Catches.